Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or profile. If you're in YouTube, it might be the channel, and if you are on LinkedIn, it will be my profile. So last few months actually, I was been focusing on new house setup, new studio setup, and everything. So finally, the fruit of it. I mean, ultimately, the setup is complete, and I know this is kind of late night. Supposed to do a live session on 7:30, but bit better late than never. So I thought, okay, let's start, bit late night, live session. But what I want to see that is my voice clear now, is the video feed coming fine or not, and the internet connection itself also very new here. So that is also something that I want to see that okay, the streaming going fine or not. So all together, and yeah, I'm already in progress of starting. I mean, not just starting and continuing from the last what I left off. Any videos on, yes, one question, on crossplane? Not yet, but yeah, I do have some kind of plan on that. SPOs is in the, just have to check the setup. Yeah. So do let me know how you think the setup it is. It's much quite a setup. There is zero noise because it's kind of inside very quiet place surrounded by nature and all. Uh, do let me know. No, there is no traffic sound. So what happening? In my last house, or say house of studio, there is so much noise. People always complain, noise, this and that. But this time you cannot complain because this is super quiet place and of course surrounded in nature. You might get some sound of crickets, but that's very good to sound. You're saying yes, the voice video is super clear now. Thanks for the feedback. Okay, yes, I'm excited to see you, bro. Yeah, same here. Um, so yeah, now the thing is that last few days what I was planning. Last I left off was the thing Terraform and Kubernetes tutorial that I was supposed to I think I did made the one that Nansen. I think what was that copied? Not copied. You can say I can do some kind of logo, so that was the problem. But yeah, anyway, this time they cannot complain anymore. That kind of content I already started making, and yeah, this time it will be much more quieter, nicer setup. So I hope you guys will like it. Okay, yes, I've been watching your feed along and so on. Yeah, super smooth. Thanks. Full CADE scores when you do. Actually, full CADE scores. I was, last even around 4 year back, when someone asked me that, Sandeep, why don't you do a full CADE course? I said, I mean, I can do, but there is already, Take with Nana, I think Nana's channel. Then there's many channels which are already have good content. I would say, okay, why do not even the way there's already good content? But I think what I can do, I mean, or maybe a better thing to do is that show the real life cases where you do the Kubernetes upgradation. They're very complicated, right? The Kubernetes upgradation, then Kubernetes deployment strategies, real life strategies, then Kubernetes maintenance. So I think instead of full course, which you will get free anyway in Tech with Nana and other YouTube channels, again I don't want to be a repeat or copy content maker. I never wanted to be like that. My content will always to be closer to life. Even if it's small number of tutorials I make whenever I get chance, but that's more closer to what actually real life work is getting done. So that's what my goal from the beginning itself. Starting, a few basic start just. So my flow is actually like this: start with some basic course that is needed to get started with, and then continue with the real life things. Okay, that's what I always planned and I did in my channel throughout these many years, and I think it's going to be the same thing. But what other things that I already promised, like Kubernetes Terraform and all, those one, and I think advanced ECAs, advanced Jenkins. Those are the things I think I promised, and now it's time to deliver. I took a lot of time for this setup, home setup, quieter, things and all. I think now is the time to deliver things that I promised. Bro, please do. Actually, yes, another exciting things that I have planned to do is that real life projects. Now, no more small tutorials, no that. What I've actually planned is that complete full-fledged projects where I will do the labs. I mean, there is two more I want to plan. Say some Saturday or Sunday, some do live thing, and other maybe around the week some I will make a pre-recorded lab course which you can do. So this two I've already planned, and I have a content in my mind, a lot of content in mind. I think last year I was working so many things, and I would love to share with others people. It was around Kubernetes, infra as a code, advanced alerting and monitoring, and cost management. I think a lot. I did work on the cost management, the cloud, and other database and every other places. I think those will be the actual thing that is required in the real life. I think the most important right now is the cost, because when you get started, actually, you start with only minimum expenses, $100, $200, and when the things go up, it goes so fast, and it becomes very hard to control the cost. I think that I did made one course long back on the cost part, but I want to make a very very detailed course, not just code. I would say it will be a very detailed real life experience sharing also, that kind of thing. I think that will make much more sense on that. Yeah, so that includes the migration projects, of course. It's saying the user saying Mohammed fall. Yeah, Mumshad course is Udemy, and see these courses are super cheap, only 500 rupees. Sometimes people actually even getting from which I don't recommend, getting from torrent and all. So anyway, there is free very good courses already. I said stick with Nana and other courses available in the YouTube, complete free of cost, full fledged. Even I think code with Harry. If you want to learn in Hindi, there is code with Harry. And I thought I heard maybe other lot of channels doing a lot of good content, and I think that's actually more than enough. I also learned from the YouTube courses, to be honest. Then just for the certification, I thought I will go through, but then again, I found I'm getting very good projects, getting good clients on Kubernetes. I don't really need a certification. That's why I never appeared for it. I plan to, but again, with work pressure, I thought, okay, let's do it later on. But maybe, just for the sake of formality, I will just have certification. And while doing that, I will make a certification course. Just even certification prep course, not actually certification complete each and everything, just what is coming and what should focus on, those kind of thing. I think will be better. Any video for multi-container Docker deployment ECS not using Kubernetes? Actually, there is multi-container Docker deployment. Right now, I am running single container, single service, but multi-container Docker deployment I did for one client long back. I will try to make a tutorial of that. I think that will be fine. But yeah, I will really do. Don't worry. Thanks, bye. Okay, bye, Hussein. It's how to become DevOps engineer or to DevOps architect with over 10 plus overall in I think in it. So how to become DevOps engineer or DevOps architect? If you're already a DevOps engineer, you have around say 9 or that many you already say 10 experience. Try to make a transition. You can or you should not make a direct jump. What you should do is actually try to talk with the top level engineering managers and all that. Get used to it. More on the slowly become client facing. Then requirement collection part you have to do. I think maybe you're already doing it, but if you're not doing it, you should focus on that also. And other than that is handling teams, conveying your what you're thinking, what you're getting, what you're planning to the team, and team should perform accordingly, that kind of thing. And I think other than that, slowly you should move to the say lead engineer, the lead DevOps engineer, then engineering DevOps manager, that kind of thing, and then you make either say head of DevOps or a DevOps architect. You will have that kind of thing. Now, as a DevOps architect, I think you will be not doing the actual development or deploying anything. You will be mainly designing the solutions. Like this is how it's gonna work. You have very good diagram, also very good just get the requirement from client, consult with client, and get the final overview of what you're going to deliver, and then convey that to team and plan for it. That's what the DevOps architect do. So yeah, you can go for that. Don't go direct. I also go by phase by phase. That will be much better. Okay. Mm, what is then? Security in DevOps training. Yes. See, the part, what is the most neglected thing in software development industry itself is the security, until unless one company get hacked or their data get leaked somehow, or they got breached, then we should have invested in security. But before then, they don't get serious about it. I'm saying about every single company in the world, okay, not just one, two. Or I know I've seen so many companies doing the same thing. What happened, few years back when I asked a company, like, it's a part-time consulting, I was saying that we should improve more on security, maybe hire a security engineer, do some pen test testing. I don't have much time, so you just can hire to it, and they didn't do that. Till then, they have one employee somehow leak the data and say, okay, we should have zero trust policy and this and that. So these things then came up. But I will say, things like that should not happen at the beginning. To begin with, you should have better contract, better consequences on that. But yeah, having zero trust policy and giving access when it's actually required, that kind of thing should be in place. So yeah, it's just a part of security. There will be numerous other security should be in place. So that depends. Okay. But yeah, security should be a concern of every single member, not just the CTO or CEO, or maybe head of your department or engineering manager. It should be every single engineer who's working right now should be worried about security, because see, you're working so hard to make something, and you don't want some hacker came or some pen tester came and break it so easily, right? So I think you should focus more on, even if it's not required, or if you are already delivering your deliverables early, then use the remaining time to make it more secure, more quality software, I would say. So the okay, this Charan saying that thanks for sharing knowledge. I have one question. Can you do deployment due to some uh, issue we have to roll back, but that's time to handle the database. Okay, what without having downtime? That's actually a very good real life use case you're saying. I should make a okay. Let's make it big one. I hope everyone able to see it. So you're saying that when we do deployments due to some issue, we have to do rollback. That time, how to handle database without having downtime. So, if you are having some issue and you are there's supposed to be a down, I mean, there should not be. It should have either rolling deployments or the blueing deployment. I think both cases you can handle the downtime very gracefully. For the database part, sometime what happen if you have a single database host, or maybe very limited, not auto scalable database server, and you're doing multiple users sometime request, because what happens if you're moving to new server and then something happen, then if it's WebSocket connection or many clients connect to one server, they will automatically reconnect it back to the yes that again they will reconnect back to the old server, but again the database, it will make all the queries at once, and that cause the database to get overloaded and stop functioning or maybe reboot sometime as required. So to handle that cases, if it's possible, use some cache mechanism, like just before hitting the database server directly. If your use case support it, then you can use the Redis or meme cache like kind of server, which will reduce the load. Okay. Other than that, what you can do, like say, there are right now many cloud service provider providing you scalable solution. Okay, be it GCP, AWS, and all. You can opt for those kind of database solution. For example, you can use Aurora serverless to scale what you want, but you have to be mindful about the cost. Sometimes that get out of hand, so you have to be very check regularly the cost part and then optimize as per use cases. That will be much more helpful. But yeah, it's possible. And there are many solutions which support the scalability. And what is the main advantage? Just like you ask, it will have zero downtime. If you have that kind of scalable, say AWS Aurora serverless, you can put 0. Like version 2, you can put 0.5 and then say 178, whatever is your maximum can support, a budget can support. See, it could be 16, could be 32, is up to you. And what happens sometimes if the load is high, sudden it will automatically scale up. And when the load gets down, so rollback happen and all, then there will be no downtime at all, right? So that will be much more better. Other than that, let's see. I am so it's Krishlai. Since I'm a developer, I'm developing a micro application for initial stage. Should I use AWS EC2 or DigitalOcean? Do AWS have fixed pricing model for EC2? So yeah, I mean every cloud have the fixed pricing model. Fixed price model is what? Is the reservation model. So there kind of there's three kind of costing model. Most of the clouds providers support. The first one is the on-demand cost. So suppose you need one instance, just whatever the cost is, you pay per hourly or per second wise. Okay, and the moment you shut down the server and bring down all the resources in it, then you are not paying anything. Okay, that's like how much hour you run, you have to pay for that. That's one cost or on-demand cost. The second cost is the spot cost. Now, what is the spot cost? Say suppose AWS or any big cloud service provider have a lot of like they over provisioned so that they can support other. They have a lot of clients, right? Just you cannot imagine that many kind of clients they have, right? And they have a big market shares also. So they will have spare resources which not getting used by anyone at that moment. So what you can do, you can get that kind of resources for up to 90% cheap or discount you can say. But there is one catch. Suppose some client urgently require the resource and your like luck by chance you're the one that unused resource you had might get pulled away for that particular client who has the demand in the same region at the same time. Okay, so there will be interruption. So you have to be make sure that the solution you do or maybe the programming or application you're running that can handle the interruption that is perfect use case for the spot wise. Spot is still a spot plan. Okay, and what is the other plan? You have the reservation plan. So say you know that your application going to run for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, whatever it is. Okay, what you can do, you can commit. Okay, my server going to, I mean my server going to run at least like this level instance going to run for next 3 years. Okay, and what you can do, you can just simply go for that simply reserve that instance. You can pay like no upfront, but you're committing that I'll be pay for 1 year or 3 year kind of that, or you can pay all upfront. That will give you the highest discount like they can offer, or maybe partial some amount and then slowly over the months that you are committing equally. That is also another way. So that's is a reservation model. Okay, and I think recently, if you're talking about just AWS, they have not just recently. I think it's already many years now. That's savings plan. So what is the benefit? Just like reservation plan, the most benefit I would say you're running any compute, any service that comes under the compute category, say EC2, Lambda, ECS, PKS, whatever it is. Okay, any compute related service will fall under that, and that will cover in your savings cost. So if you are going for the reservation only or reservation only on EC2, then it's only EC2. But if you're going for the savings plan, it's cover all the compute resources. So that's could be an advantage one. But I will suggest go for the AWS because ultimately sooner or later you'll be either moving to AWS or any other cloud leader. So start with the AWS itself. That will make things better. You will not have to do any migration later on. That is the benefit I can say. Hi Sandeep, will SRE be integrated DevOps in future? That's a very long debate, and many people have the like. This is very opinionated, and many people have their own view on this. But it could be, could not be because the even though it seems so similar, the responsibility is also so similar. Side responsible like SRE part is more focused on the making sure the like applications is stable. But that part I think is more focused. While DevOps in general is very vast, and you can say SRE is part of DevOps. I can say, and in DevOps it's vast. It's your like deployments, stability. Anyway, some functions actually overlap between these two. That's why I say the SRE is actually a like DevOps is a big part, and you can say one part of it is SRE, even though there's some overlaps. But I don't think maybe it will not integrate like you're saying. But we don't know in future. Let's see what happens. I think maybe one session I should do on difference, like very broad one, very detailed broad one on what is exactly SRE, and then difference between the DevOps and SRE. I think I should do one that kind of thing. It will be much more better. Again, that's very opinionated, so people might have different opinions on that. Sandip, how to autoscale case like a hostel platform? Could you please share some insight or any? Okay, I think Gaurav would be the right person to do it. Maybe I will bring Gaurav sometime. He's AWS hero. Actually, he had made very good like not made multiple session on how he do autoscaling on Hotstar, and maybe I'll just try to bring him on my channel once for your this kind of Kubernetes scaling. So he what he said, and I remember they use bare metal servers, very high capacity, or whatever they get. Actually, they use in particular region whenever there is a workload come, and they would like to maintain via their own Kubernetes thing. Not, I don't think they use EKS most probably. So they have their own Kubernetes configuration and settings. But again, like if you're saying exactly like Hotstar, maybe God will be the right person to answer. In general, even if you are not like you want to scale, EKs and other like AKs or even GK, like all the good as a managed service provider, they are actually better on it. You can say auto scaling limits. You should. So what should we you should do? First thing is to make sure the horizontal spot scaling, because based on the workload, how many from say 0 or say 1 to 10, 20, 30, 100, okay, that you have to mention. And that increase of in pods, okay, like pods are increasing based on the say CPU percentage are getting higher based on the usage, or maybe the active connection, or maybe the memory, whatever it is. Based on that, the number of pods getting increases. So that has to be supported by the nodes. So there has to be enough node to support the scaling of the pods, right? So node also need to be scaled. So that's called node autoscaler. So that also you need to configure in Kubernetes, be it EKS or any other clouds. So they have their own configuration manifest files or YML files. Using that, you do the cluster autoscaler. Then you have the horizontal pod autoscaler. You have the cluster autoscaler, and is actually tightly integrated with the cloud service that you're going to use. That's how the entire thing works with autoscaling. But uh, Hotstar do it different. I am very much sure of it. God of, I will try to bring God of. We will explain more on that. Okay. Let's see. Hi Sandeep. Do you have any idea about key clock? No, honestly, I don't have idea. I may have heard about it, but never focused on it too much. Oh, okay. So we say use that use the automation, authentication like tool. Okay, but yeah, again I heard it, then I have not used it, so I have no clue on that. You can use in the Docker container. Okay, yes, but I need to authenticate. Okay, I have not used it, so I cannot tell much. But I will keep a note of it. So if it's in demand, if you are like many you are using it, I should check it once. Okay, I'm seeing some people using DevOps jobs still will die five. See, same thing. People are saying software development job will go away. Something that designer job will go away. Something lot of XYZ other things, right? But the thing is that it's not the DevOps will go away. It is the tools that you use. It is the methodologies you use that might get improved, or something new will come. So DevOps is a concept, okay, or not just concept. It's actually a combination of multiple things. Let's say it's vast. Its main aim is to get things delivered faster, make the communication between the teams grow, make the improve release product faster, make the communication good. Then release like deployment flow to increase and all. So a lot of things in combined. So now to do this, the tools that we are using today, of course, in future something new will come. Like previously, I was using like old MacBook. Now is this MacBook is so powerful. Same way, something powerful will come and will replace the existing thing. So that's how things work. It will not go away. So MacBook itself not going away. Mac OS is there and all, right? It's just something better is coming and we are replacing it. So like that. For example, like Jenkins is there, right? Jenkins so many years running. It's always like people are still using. I'm using for many clients in production level. So that is still getting, still people are working, right? People actually said, even I said in some point of time many years back, that it might go away. But the thing is that if it's still in development, active, the community is very active, then it will not go away. New things will come. It will keep support new things. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, it's Gopi saying that, hi bro, to do crack product based companies and have around okay, so you have 4+ year experience as support engineer. You want to crack the product based companies. Now, product based companies mostly focus on what you do. They are not much interested on your, like, you are just, they just need to make sure that you are at least graduation and all that, like basic qualifications are there, but then more focused on your skill. Can you handle this workload? Can you do this stuff? That is their main focus, not on your qualification and all that. But yeah, experience wise, they will, because experience backs your work background, right? So having a support engineer and moving to like product company as support engineer is not the issue. Moving to other say the DevOps engineer or other say cloud architect kind of thing will be much tough. But if you have certifications to support your knowledge, then if you have some demo projects and if you can handle the interview and all, I think then it will be not that tough. It will be tough, but over giving interviews, it will become smoother experience, and you might crack one product company also. That's how I think everyone do it. There is no secret now. This is the open secret now actually. So it's I'm Gupta. Can I get a DevOps without development skills? It's very unlikely. If you ask me honestly, if I say about it, it's very unlikely that you will get a DevOps job without development skills. So, what I would say, at least Linux, you need must. Shell scripting, I would say must, because like, so many deployment skills I do. Many developers, like, just not many. Every DevOps engineer do the deployment scripts in shell scripting. So it's good to, not just, it's must have, not just good to have. Then one backend programming language, because sometimes shell scripting is not enough. It becomes super duper complicated for the simple database operation, other say some JSON fetching and all those kind of things. For those kind of tasks, I think better for, if you say advanced use case or some multi API integration, or maybe fetching data from multiple databases, those kind of use cases you should use some backend programming language like Python, Golang, or say Node.js, those kind of stuff, like Node.js is JavaScript, right? So those kind of one backend programming language you must learn. That is you cannot ignore. Okay. What is the other stuff? Infra as a code, cloud knowledge is a must these days, which is tightly integrated with infra as a code. Infra as a code, yeah. So AWS or Azure or GCP, one cloud you must learn. These are the things you should do. I mean, maybe you already know, but your question mainly was the development skill needed or not. Yes, at least the programming skill you need in one backend programming, and scripting is a must. Okay. Again, it's my opinion. People might have other opinions. It's just what I've seen, what I've experienced so far with different companies that I'll just convey to you guys. Yeah, but you have to learn. Just what I said, obviously, that you do the same thing. So you need to learn Bash. Or, I will say both Bash or any backend programming. Python is so easy to learn, and they have more than enough libraries will make your life easier. Okay. Okay, and as basic languages, yes. Sahil, so you say yes. Okay, it's Gopi saying why companies not giving good hikes to existing employees. क्या कहे? See, the thing is that no company, or it's a very few companies, okay, um, give this kind of okay, even you are increasing, if you have good skill set, you increase, I mean, you have new knowledge and all, still company don't want to increase their budgets for you. Okay, and what happens, you cannot stay in a company for only 5 to 10% increase, while you can get a 30 to 40, even 100% increase if you make a switch to other company for after working 1 or 2 years, right? And companies, they can do it. They can easily keep a employee happy with some increase, uh, some recognition and all. But they still want to go through, like say they want to save 10 rupees, and then ultimately they spend rupees 100 to get a new one, then train him. Then there is no guarantee he will stay or not. Then he will might leave to other company if he get a 30% or 100 or 50, that kind of offer. So companies, employee mindset also very cheap here. They are very become very comfortable with the company, and they don't want to leave. And company actually kind of take advantage of this situation. First of all, they don't want to increase their budget. They want to get more profit by not increasing a pay in your salary. Those are the things are open secret. Again, these are the things you guys know. I know, everyone know that. And again, another open secret: if you want to get very good hike, don't stay in existing company because they're not gonna hike you too much. You know that. We all know that. If they do, they're really great company, but really great companies are very lesser these days, right? It's better to do make a switch, then you will get a much higher salary. If you're already good experienced engineer, you have good skills, you are already doing great job, and then just don't wait for the company to increase. Just you may just approach it once. Again, their tone will be not that great while you ask for the, most of the cases what I've seen, not so great tone. They don't want to increase. You simply resign. Like first get a job somewhere with higher salary, so 30% or 40 and 50, more than that, whatever you can get. Then you put down the resignation, and what happens surprisingly after that, then they will say, don't leave, like say what do you want, 20%, 30%, 40%, what they're offering, let us know. So this kind of late blooming happens. What I will again say, if you are decided to go other company, don't take a counter offer. That is a bad decision. I have seen so many people. Okay. So yeah, that's one thing I will say. Just switch a company. That's the easiest way I can say. Um, okay, so how is everything going? Hey Parth, good to see you here. Yeah, so everything going great, and yeah, so new setup is done. You can say going good. Is a full time job internship. Uh, if you're a fresher, go for internship. If you get a full time job, of course go for that. If you don't get a full time job, getting internship offer or not getting much offers, go for the internship. Then later on make to full time job when you get a chance. And say full time go. How to get into, this Nikhil saying, um, how to get into job in cloud as well. See, the path is exactly what you already know. Okay, it's nothing new. Um, Go learn the cloud, get certified in different whatever cloud you're going to target, be AWS, Azure, GCP. Then you focus on like what are the APN partners or say GCP partners, partner companies should be your first target list because they always want to hire some certified engineers. Second thing is that then go for the product companies because they also want to get very good engineers. If you are really that skilled, you have some demo projects, you can pass their tests and all. You go to product companies, otherwise, the last option, what you have. Okay. Mm. Where is start DevOps example? Like which technology? I will say Linux and shell scripting. That should be your starting point. Otherwise, like without that, it will be much harder to do anything else. So that's starting point. Then some programming skills, say Python or Go or JavaScript. I would say Python because that's the easiest one you can start with if you don't have a programming background earlier. And I think after that you go for the tools like say first go to cloud, then go for the Jenkins, container, Docker, Kubernetes, and a lot of other stuff you already know. Again, you can refer to my article. I think I written how many months ago, I don't remember. 6 7 months ago, I've written one for DevOps. I think DevOps roadmap. So you can follow that one. Okay, bro, search for internship in DevOps. Okay, easy for you to get in DevOps. So one saying that, say hi, bro. Thanks for explaining. One more question: how much level of coding is required to crack an interview of DevOps. Currently, I'm three experience as a cloud. See, it's mainly that you should know the basic syntax stuff, looping and all that. Uh, I think more important will be how to process logs files, because suppose you have a Nginx log or say any server logs, and that logs formatting actually common formatting these days. Okay, so in Python or in Go, whatever programming language are more suitable, or how can you process the knowledge? Like how many are the error codes, how many success code, how many is the most requested IP. Those are the things people will ask you during interview. What I've seen so far, and if you can crack those, it will be easy piece of cake. I think. Most of the companies, not the topmost product companies, there they will ask you about like detail how you do it, why you're doing this. You have to explain or defend your answers. Then I think that's more important here. Okay. Uh, um, it's obviously I'm 20 years old and just graduated from my college, and but I have now one experience in DevOps. Great. Said I'm from Mumbai. Can we have a meetup? Definitely. Actually, Mumbai. There is a Mumbai summit happens. I think this year I missed for good reasons, you know. But next year I'm gonna definitely going to go to Mumbai. I am planning for reInvent. I think let's see if my luck works and the efforts, then I'll be able to go. Otherwise, anyway, next whenever the summit happens in Mumbai, I'm coming. There we can definitely. Or you can, if you come to Kolkata, just let me know. We can meet there also. Yeah. Is Junaid saying what is the needed to grab a remote hyping job DevOps? Ah, experience, skills, and communication. These are the three things. If you have, uh, we will get a very high paid job in DevOps as remote engineer, remote DevOps engineer. That I can just guarantee to you. Okay. Then you have is Aryan saying that Aryan, what other skills you got for Grava DevOps internship? As I say, Linux scripting. Like, I'm just repeating myself a little bit, but happy to say anytime you want. Is Linux shell scripting, cloud, AWS, Azure, GCP. Then you have Jenkins, CI/CD solutions. You have infra as a code. I will prefer Terraform, and then you have configuration management or configuration as a code using Ansible. If you have these skills, what I just said, nobody can hold you to get a job. Okay, so you can go for that one. That is the best skill set you can say. To prove that you need to go for the role. Okay, and is name. Do AWS DynamoDB have MongoDB aggregation framework type query support? Will it or to learn DynamoDB? I guess no. DynamoDB don't have aggregation query, and it's very. You can make query. What happens that if you want to make some complicated queries, it will be tough. The logic is so complicated there. For normal object-based storage is fine, but if you have aggregations queries, I would say either go for the MongoDB or relational wise. That will be better. Okay, time to get some water. Actually, that's actually good. I will get the water. I'm here for next 7 minutes. So we'll try to cover as much as I can. Okay. So yeah, DynamoDB you should learn as a serverless object storage. It have numerous use cases. I would say the best one. Suppose you don't want to pay for continuous server database cost. Just some user will come send some data, you're storing, and that's another story. Those cases, I will say having a serverless kind of databases. Like, if you don't want to maintain a relation database schema and all that, like just get started quickly some demo projects or MVP or say big project where you don't have relation queries or some kind of complicated aggregation queries, then you should go for the if your platform is AWS, like cloud platform, a cloud service provider you're choosing AWS, then you should learn the DynamoDB. Otherwise, you can go for say the different. If again based on the data type you have, based on your use case, you should select where to what to select as a database. Okay, but if your question is like you should learn or not the DynamoDB, I will say yes, you should learn the DynamoDB. It have numerous use cases that might fit your use case. If not now, maybe later on in the future. But you should learn that one. You say someone from Misha told me that there was 70% communication is technology, and yes, that kind of not just about DevOps. I would say 80% communication, 20% the actual like coding and all the things. Because if your communication go wrong, things will go wrong. So I have 3 year experience in the AWS cloud. Sandip, I want to know one thing from you. Can you apply for other DevOps if you have worked on AWS? But it's fine. It's complete. Like, I have seen many people actually done that. So it's nothing out of ordinary, to be honest. People do that very often. They learning AWS, want to move to Azure, learning, working in Azure, moving to AWS. If you have understanding of one cloud very good way, it's much easier to mind map to other cloud. So you can do that very good. I think many people even did AWS and moved to Google service, like Google employee, then working Google cloud. There has been a lot of people. Okay, so it should be fine. Did they consider profile or not? Yeah, you should. They will consider. So there is not to worry on that. Sandeep, when are you releasing your CK course? Actually, I already have a content plan, as I say, but things you already guys know, right? Why I was not able to do a lot of things. I was busy in this stuff. So now I got the time. I'll get the time and all. It will soon happen. Again, I actually had a timeline of like in last month and all, making home, doing the setup and all the legal formalities, this and that, nothing able to complete. So yeah, I'll soon start that one. First, what my goal is that to okay, it's gonna be okay. Okay, looks like my home department want me to finish bit early. So I know a lot of question come, so maybe later on I will answer. And so yeah, today is the last Sunday, so from tomorrow you guys will have to work on. So best of luck, keep working, and I will try to maybe go through each individual questions and answer like directly in the reply. I think that will work. And again, thank you for staying this long. It's night 10:30 around. Again, thank you very much. Good night, and see you soon in normal weekly Saturday sessions. Maybe this time I think I'm going to start that series that live with AWS community builders. They will see you guys. Bye. And yeah, my courses are coming, so keep watching them.